Mitutai razem prawda dyskutujemy nad tematem, którym jest bardzo skomplikowane.
I totally agree with you.
You are on point like a decimal, bro. Ni sawa tu.
Ni sawa.
But even matusi iko on point.
Ni sawa. Yeah. So I think that's right there. That's a story in itself for another day. But you're talking about
So I was working in Poland, and this mother brought her daughter to me. And actually, most of them, you will never see an HIV patient who is that thin and slim's disease or whatever it is.
Yeah, that disappeared.
It disappeared.
It totally disappeared.
It disappeared.
Yeah.
However, we do see some of these patients. Some of them are tragic. Very young girls, 19 years, 20 years, 23 years. They come with cervical cancer stage 3, stage 4. Yes, they do.
Wow.
Yes, they do. So
this is HPV related.
Usually, when you have HIV, the HPV related, cervical cancer comes a lot earlier, because you remember your immune system is completely, completely down.
Okay.
So this is what we need to talk about.
Okay.
And we need to start talking about it actually from primary school, secondary school, even in university. But we don't do that.
Reproductive health.
We need to talk about reproductive health. We need to talk about sexuality, age-appropriate sexuality education. But again, there is pushback, especially from the church. Say, don't talk about sexuality education. You will be over-sexualize our children. Don't talk about contraception because you want our children to be promiscuous. Don't talk about IVF treatment because couples are supposed to have children naturally the way God intended, and so on. And the consequence of that is that we are having in Kenya today over 20,000 adolescents pregnant. Between 14.
Because we're not having sex education.
Because we are not talking about it.
Yeah.
We're not talking about it. So coming back to your question, what do we need to do? We need to talk about it in every social, forum that we have. We need to engage experts. We need to talk with the religious leaders, the imams, the sheikhs, the priests, the pastors. We need to talk with the educators, the teachers as well. First of all, equip them with knowledge, and then now let us talk about it. Of course, the results will not be there tomorrow. The results will be after maybe 10, 15 years. When we see that cervical cancer, which kills about 2,600 women every year, actually reduces. And it will reduce by some of these preventive measures that we put in place.
Now, I know, Daktari, in addition to what you're saying, I think it's good to even provide context in terms of educating our youth.
Yes.
Because listening to one of his interviews, he talked about a 14-year-old girl in Poland, where he, by the way, got his training and graduated from. In addition to that, maybe you can touch on that in terms of educating our kids, because there are certain myths, there are certain urban legends that circulate among our kids, not even us, even as adults, that can affect. And maybe you can maybe if you don't mind retouching that story about the 14-year-old.
Okay, as you do that,
yes,
another addition to that. Because the male vaccine, HPV, just came the other day.
Yeah.
And men up to 45 are eligible to take it.
Yeah.
Can you just give them a call to action?
Allah?
Because I got my vaccine
yes.
at 23. I did not even know what it was. My daughter told me this is important for you to take it before you ever become sexually active. So I was like, okay, my daughter's telling me to do it. Let me do it.
So let me do
it. But then men, because it's very new.
Yeah.
You all need to go get this vaccine.
So at 23, okay, so I'm just doing mathematics.
No, I was not sexually active.
No.
I was just given the vaccine then.
Mathematics. I was just doing mathematics. Daktari, carry on.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's start with Poland.
Now,
we're loading Daktari with
too many
questions.
Yes.
This is a well of resources and source and information.
I got a scholarship to go and study in Poland. When I arrived in Poland, I did not know a word of Polish. I only knew two things about Poland: that the capital was in Warsaw, and that the Pope at that time was actually Polish.
But can you speak? Can you say something in Polish?
What do you want me to say?
Anything.
Anything.
Omode Twegoko. Here, we are here today.
Dzisiaj jesteśmy tutaj, razem prawda, dyskutujemy nad tematem, którym jest bardzo skomplikowany.
I totally agree with you.
You are on point like a decimal, bro. Ni sawa tu.
Ni sawa.
But even your matusi iko on point.
Ni sawa. Yeah. So I think that's actually that right there. That's a story in itself for another day. But you're talking about yes.
So I was working in Poland, and this mother brought her daughter to me. It's 14 years. So as I was taking the history, and they told me that they had taken her to a pediatric hospital because she started vomiting, and they didn't know what the problem was. So she was taken to this pediatric hospital, and believe me, they did all the tests that are possible. They even did what is called a gastroscopy, putting camera through the mouth and into the swallowing duct, into the stomach, to see whether there's a problem there. And they couldn't find anything. They transferred her to another specialist hospital, try and find out what is wrong with this girl, who wherever she eats, she's puking, and we can't seem to find the reason why. They did more tests, all of them were negative. And then one of the doctors said, you know what, why don't we just do an abdominal scan? Because we've done all the tests and we can't find a reason why she's puking, 3, 4, 5 times a day. And when they did a scan, there was a beautiful baby growing in the uterus. I think it was about 15, 16 weeks.
Nobody
said this girl is pregnant. Take her to a gynecologist. Nobody thought
doing
to
a pregnancy
ask her.
test.
Nobody. Yeah. I mean, she was 14 years old.
Yeah.
Did she have a period?
Nobody asked her about her last period, because I think the mindset was she hasn't started her period.
Yeah, she's 14.
Or
and
she will not be engaging in this.
Exactly, yeah,
Okay.
she's 14. It's
So,
natural not to think of that. Yeah.
Absolutely. So when she came to me, I asked her, it sort of, hit me. And I asked her, did you ever have in school, they ever teach you about sexuality education? She said, no. I said, what about your friends? You said the myth that was circulating amongst our friends was that if you have intercourse standing up, you can never be pregnant. And she had intercourse standing up under the stairs, by the way. Under the stairs. And she got pregnant. And she got pregnant. So it has stuck in my mind. This is what we need to talk to our children about. Mm-hmm. Not to wait until they're in the first form in secondary school or whatever it is.
Yeah.
We need to start to discuss these issues when they're in primary school.
Yeah.
That is why I said age-appropriate sexuality education.
Yeah.
That when they see this happening, this is what is happening to your body. When you start seeing the breast starts coming out, it is not an issue. This is a natural process. We need to open these discussions in our homes.